All right. The next form of comedy that we're going to talk about is a comedy of ideas. This is similar to the comedy of manners, but it is especially exemplified by the playwright George Bernard Shaw. He used comic techniques to debate intellectual propositions such as the nature of war, cowardice, and romance. So that means that it's just in the play there will be discussions of between people talking about things like war and cowardice and these different concepts, debating them in a humorous way or using humor to point out the follies of war. An example of that is Heartbreak House, which will also be in the playlist. Right, next. Heroic drama. This is a fun one. So heroic drama is a serious drama that has heroic and noble characteristics and certain other traits of classical tragedy. So, sorry, going back, we were on all of these other forms of comedy, right? So we've got, there are others besides this, but these are the main ones. We've got farce, satire, domestic comedy, comedy of manners, and comedy of ideas. Now the next category, the next genre, so comedy is a genre with subgenres. Next genre is heroic drama. So heroic drama is a serious drama that has heroic and noble characters. So it's got heroes, it's got upstanding citizens, and which is a characteristic of classical tragedy, right? It has other characteristics of classical tragedies, such as often it has dialogue that is in verse. So it's either rhyming or it has a certain meter to it, a certain beat to it, or it might have elevated language, flowery words. But it is different from tragedy in several important ways. So it has a happy ending, which tragedy, as we know, has a sad ending. Usually someone dies. It has an optimistic worldview. So even though terrible things happen, it does not mean that the world is flawed and that there is no hope, right? And something sad may happen, but it doesn't mean that, again, that all hope is lost and that there's not that tragic irretrievability that we have with traditional tragedy. Sorry. An example of that is Braveheart. So there's a hero, right? He goes in, he's Scottish, and he does battles, and he saves the day. And there are deaths, and there are sad things, but essentially, all hope is not lost. And even though, there is a war or a battle, life continues on, and his tribe, I guess, is victorious in the end. A lot of superhero movies, might be what you guys are most familiar with, are heroic dramas, right? Lots of drama, lots of examples of tragedy. These noble superheroes, larger than life. Terrible things happen. They've got villains, but lots of bad things may happen. Lots of people may die, but in the end, they do succeed with their goal. A fun example that I'm going to have on the playlist for you guys is Cyrano de Bergerac, another hard one to pronounce, based on a French play. There is a more modern version this clip that I'm going to show you guys kind of cycles through all the many different versions of this play there have been throughout society. And pause.